Welcome into the BSC Sports Show. On this month's show, we'll sit down with soccer head coaches Sean McBride and Preston Goldfarb, who will recap his 33-year coaching career here on the Hilltop. Then later on, we'll sit down with Athletics Director Joe Dean Jr. and talk about a very special dedication that occurred here 2 weeks ago. All of that coming your way next here on the BSC Sports Show.
Samir gets away from one man. He's got his first down. Samir inside the 10, 5, leaps across the goal line. Touchdown, Panthers.
Killed by number 1, Marjorie Ward.
The BSC Sports Show is being brought to you by Alabama Power, always on. America's First Federal Credit Union, refreshingly unbank-like. Chick-fil-A in Fultondale, home of the original chicken sandwich. Dreamland Barbecue, ain't nothing like 'em nowhere. The Greater Birmingham Convention and Visitors Bureau. Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers. If we don't take care of our customers, someone else will. Limbaugh Toyota, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Pepsi, out of the blue. Piggly Wiggly, we'll see you at the pig. St. Vincent's Health System, care you can believe in. And by Summit Express Urgent Care, at the summit of urgent care.
I'm Katie Williams. I'm a senior goalkeeper here at Birmingham Southern, number 1, and I'm from Albany, Georgia. I came to Birmingham Southern. I first heard about this school through a rep came to my school and visited, and I was looking at schools for soccer, and I ended up knowing somebody on the team, or my coach knew somebody on the team. So I came on a visit, and I looked at a few other places, but the moment I walked on campus, I knew this is where I wanted to come. It's a great academic school. I wanted a small liberal arts feel. I wanted to play, Division III soccer because it's such a great balance between athletics and academics, and the people here. You can't find any better people than this. They're so supportive. They had a good program that's very up and coming, and they make you feel at home the moment you walk in, and I knew I wanted to be a part of that. I've had 3 coaches in 4 years, which is not what I expected coming into college soccer. So Sean came in last year, my junior year. We were all familiar with him. He's worked the camp here for many years. He was coaching at Homewood, and he's one of the best coaches I've ever had. Sean's a great guy. He's a great player. He played here. He knows the game. He knows the school. We come out for practice. We practice for 90 minutes, no more than that. They're always intense. He's very supportive. He's a very understanding coach, and I think we have a great balance between, him encouraging our technical abilities and then us just, letting us play the game and playing to our strengths. He's a really great guy. I'm a biology major. I'm hoping to go to dental school. I'm going to take a year off to study for the DAT, and I knew coming in, this school is known for its science program. It has a very high acceptance rate into graduate programs, med school, dental school, all of that. And so I knew coming in I was looking at the health, a health-related field, and I knew that Birmingham Southern could help me achieve that goal.
We are now being joined by Birmingham Southern head women's soccer coach Sean McBride. And Coach, I guess officially we need to introduce you. You were officially introduced May 12, 2014 here on the Hilltop. Congratulations, I guess, after 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's been a good run so far. Coming back to my alma mater after, 14 years has been so very enjoyable, and you know, obviously working with Coach Goldfarb and Coach Vincent has been a lot of fun so far.
Let's talk about your upbringing
Yes, sir.
over in Scotland, born just outside of Glasgow.
Yeah, I was born in a small, I guess you would call it maybe a coal mining steel sort of city called Wishaw. I lived there for my whole 21 years before I came to America. It was the type of place where everybody played soccer, or as we called it, football. And every day was a competition on the soccer field, and it was so much fun growing up there.
You had a standout career in college.
Yeah, I was very lucky and very fortunate to play for some good teams with some great teammates, and you know, playing for Coach and Greg, they just made the game so simple for me that all I had to do was go out there and kick that round ball about, and you know, follow their instructions, and everything fell into place.
You played for Coach Goldfarb here.
Yes, sir.
How much of Coach Goldfarb's coaching influence and his style has influenced you in the way that you coach your team?
Well, you know, when I played for Coach, he made it very simple for me. When you play for Coach, it's either black or white. There's no in between, and that's the way I've always liked it. And that's the way I grew up playing soccer with those type of coaches. He gives the players the responsibility. If you make a mistake, you learn from that mistake pretty quickly. And I was the type of person that loved that responsibility on my shoulders. And I guess I've took that over the years with coaching at Homewood and coaching here with the girls. The players are the ones that are on the field. They listen to your instructions, they're going to follow your instructions. And Coach taught me in a way to play that if I make a mistake, learn from that pretty quickly. You know, do your talking on the field. And I guess I've done that for the last maybe 15 years coaching, where you know, you want to give your players that freedom to express themselves, and that's what I had under Coach Goldfarb when I played here.
You coached at Homewood, as you mentioned, just down the interstate, my
Yes,
alma mater. I can remember the soccer program when I was in school there. We had some successful teams, but never achieved championship level play from 2001 to 2014. You took the program to unprecedented heights, 4 state championships.
Well, you know, I was blessed at a time where I think the kids were taking soccer a lot more serious. I had a lot more players that were actually playing club ball, which helped. They were playing soccer all year round. I think in the past you were trying to get players out of the classrooms and things. I remember my first tryout we had over 40 players, and then at my last tryout we had close to 80 players. So it was a credit to those first kids that came and bought into, you know, what I wanted to do with the program and how I wanted to see us going forward. So I think the fact that they played at a serious level helped me a lot.
After having all of that success at the high school level, what brought you back to your alma mater here to the Hilltop?
Well, you know, I've always been involved in Birmingham Southern since I first came here in 1996, and I've worked the camps for the last 19 years with Coach and Greg. And I love teaching. Teaching was something I loved, but I wanted to see, you know, how I could maybe do it at the next level. And also a big draw to come here to Birmingham Southern was to work with Coach and Greg. I mean, they've been two of my best friends since I've been here in America, and I couldn't pass up that opportunity. And I knew a lot of the girls from having worked with them at camp, and I knew Coach Linda Maya as well, and I knew it was going to be a great bunch of people to work with and to try something that I had never been involved in before, in the women's side especially.
You were a boys' high school coach.
Yes, sir.
And now you're coaching women here at Birmingham Southern. How much of a transition is it, or is there any in the way that you approach it from a coaching standpoint?
Not really. I've been coaching girls teams for the last 15 years on and off, and I had some really good girls club teams that went on to play in college throughout the whole country, and so it wasn't really much of a transition. I think when you're playing with soccer players that are obviously pretty talented, whether it's male or female, you know, it's a pretty smooth transition.
Finished 8-8 on the season. This year, I know a little bit disappointed.
A little bit, because we, you know, the last out of the 8 games we lost, 6 of them were very close, 2-0, 1-0, 2-1 and things like that, and our girls were in nearly every single game, and that's what makes it that little bit harder, because I know the effort they put in every single practice and every single game, and we just fell that little bit short. But it still gives us something to aim for next year, because I think that the girls are on the right path.
Speaking of next year and down the road, where does Sean McBride see this program in, say, 3-4 years?
Well, I mean, I'm hopeful that within 3 or 4 years, with the good foundation that we've had with these seniors and the freshman players coming in and the juniors and sophomores that we have returning, that we'll be challenging for at least a conference championship. I mean, that has to be the goal, that has to be the thing I've got to set myself, that has to be the pressure you put yourself under. Because if you don't set yourself that goal, then you're probably not going to achieve what you want to do.
You lose a great group of seniors from this year's squad.
Yeah. There's 7 great players that came in, and it's a testament to their character that I'm their 3rd head coach in 4 years. And the fact that they've stayed with the programme and stayed with the vision that myself and Linda have had for the last 2 years is just a testament to these girls. Their ability on the field, but just as importantly in the classroom, they've shown that they're the standard bearers for the future kids coming in here.
Junior class, you've got some.
I got some great contributors coming in, coming back. Nicole Newton, Summer Rhymes, Ali Sadler, Ansley Tomlin, Bethany Curtin. I can't remember if I'm leaving anybody else out, but I don't think I am. But that group coming back, they have a great attitude. They have a friendliness about them where they help anybody that they can. The freshmen coming in, it was a great, group for them to get involved with, because they put their arms around their shoulders when they needed to. They probably gave them a kick up the backside when they needed to as well. And then with our sophomore class, we only have 2 sophomores. We have Ivy and Kayla. We started with 4, but now we only have 2, and they sometimes feel a little bit left out because you have 9 freshmen and you have 5 and 7. The fact that they have their own little clique there between the 2 of them, and then you have your 9 freshmen that come in, and they come in hitting the ground running. They such great personalities. I mean, it's 9 individuals, but they keep me on my toes, and probably part of the reason why my hair turned a little bit greyer this year, but in a good way. And they're people that can help us get to where we want to be next year and the next 2 or 3 years.
Well, here's to much success.
Well, I appreciate it, and I really enjoyed being here at Birmingham Southern. And when I got offered the job, there was only ever one place I wanted to coach in college, and having my family here in Birmingham, it just makes total sense. And to be lucky enough to be involved with, Coach Goldfarb during his last year it's been pretty wonderful.
Well, thanks for taking the time sitting down with us.
Well, I appreciate it, Landrum, I really do, and I just hope everybody can understand my accent, and if they can't, then that's up to you. So.
He's one of a kind. Birmingham Southern head women's soccer coach Sean McBride, as the BSC Sports Show continues after this.
Hi, I'm Bethany Curtin. I'm a defender, number 19, from Auburn, Alabama. I was first attracted by the small school size, and then with it being a small school, I also got recruited to play soccer. So the 2 married together really well and ended up being a perfect home for me. We had a coach switch after my freshman year, Deshaun, who went to school here, played here, and he's fantastic. He knows the game really, really well. He has an immense passion for it, and he doesn't really play favorites according to defense or offense, so he works really well with the defense, which is really great for me, and he works really well with the offense too. I'm a biology major. I plan to go occupational therapy or physical therapy, and Birmingham Southern is great because you take a lot of classes under the umbrella of pre-health, and with being in Birmingham, you have so many opportunities at different hospitals and different schools and things like that. Being a student athlete here at Birmingham Southern is a task. It is Birmingham Southern is known to be really academically rigorous, so it's a lot to manage on your plate with having soccer and soccer and school, but it's doable, and the coaches know, that we have really hard classes, and we take all of our homework on the bus, and we have study hours on the road, and it's all very manageable, but it's definitely difficult. We have a ton of different girls from a lot of different places and that do a lot of different organizations, so we actually don't spend a lot of time with each other outside of it, so it's a really great time to spend as a whole family when we come to practice and things like that. And it's a bonding experience every time we come to practice.
I'm Dallas Coyne. I'm a junior defender here from Birmingham Southern, and I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. Came here primarily because of our coach, Coach Goldfarb. He, out of all the offers I had, he was by far the best soccer coach that I spoke with, and he wanted us to be here. I felt like he wanted us to be a part of this program and a part of this team, and it was more genuine than any other coach I talked to. Honestly, it's probably the people. The campus is size, you get to know everyone really well, so almost everyone's your friend. Everyone has your back, that sort of thing. And that's probably about it. And the way it's set up, I love the way it's set up. This season's been a good one for us. We lost some players last year, so we had to come together as a team, work a lot harder than we did last year, and I think it's paying off. We're a stronger team, we have more of a bond, and we learned to work for each other. I think that's what's made us so effective this year, is that we don't give up in games like this one. It comes down to last minute, we're still fighting. Our coaches this year, it's Coach Goldfarb's last season, and right now we're all trying to lay it out on the line for him. He deserves it. He did so much by bringing us here, by coaching us. We learned so much. I think that's what's helping us be successful right now, this late into the season. We stumbled a little bit first entering conference play, and we're peaking at the right time. So I'm really excited to see where we finish.
Back to the BSC Sports Show. It's now an honor to be joined by Birmingham Southern head soccer coach, Mr. Preston Goldfarb. And Coach, after 33 years, this year you decide to hang up the whistle, so to speak. But what an illustrious career here.
Thank you. It's been a joy. I mean, it's been a journey. That's for sure. A long time at coaching at one place is kind of rare, I think, today, to be at some place for 33 years. And so, in paraphrasing Winston Churchill, basically, never has one person owed so much to so many, and that's really how I feel about this situation and the people that have honored me by allowing me to be here and have honored me with the privilege of coaching their children.
You mentioned growing the game at the college level, and I grew up in Birmingham, and the first time I was ever exposed to college soccer, it was one of your team posters. That was around town. It was in a deli or in a restaurant somewhere, and I can remember. And every year you would see the posters, and that was really the first time. So to say that you're actually the face of a program, you are the face of soccer at Birmingham Southern, and that's a testament. Not many coaches can say that.
Well, you're kind to say that. Thank you. All I wanted to do was to coach. I was an athlete my whole life. I could have made a lot more money doing something else, probably practicing law.
But you have a law degree.
Yeah, but this was my passion. This was truly my passion. I love teaching. I taught in high school, so I wasn't big like Sean was on the classroom. I love my classroom is the field. I love teaching the game. Whether my philosophy of tactics is right for everyone, probably not. But the way I teach the game is right for me and what I believe is the right way to coach the game.
Switching gears, 3 principles that you've always held true, have been steadfast under Preston Goldfarb as a coach, whether it be Division I, NAIA, Division III. There's 3 principles: family, school, soccer.
Correct. In that order.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I was raised by great parents that instilled a lot of things in me, but family was always first. We always had Sunday lunch or dinner as a family, always. Somewhere, not at home, but somewhere we'd go on a Sunday for family dinner. My brother and I have remained steadfast, and we go every Sunday with our families to dinner like we did then. So the family is the most important thing to me. Secondly, the academics is why you're in school, period. Nothing else takes that place. That's why you're here, to get an education. And the third thing is soccer. I want people in our program here for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. I want them here because soccer is the vehicle to get an education, not an education will allow you to play soccer. It's totally different. When you get those kind of people here, then you get the right kind of people that will fall in line with those principles. And under family comes subset of principles, which is honor, loyalty, commitment, and integrity.
Coach, your offensive philosophy. What is Preston Goldfarb's, if you had to write it down, put it in a manual to hand off to a young head coach, what's your philosophy?
My philosophy is of the game, not necessarily of offense or defense. My philosophy is you play simple. Today, it troubles me about the game because kids that come here are not being taught to think, which has been the biggest hurdle in Division III for me to overcome. They can't think on the field. They're almost robotic. In clubs, they're being taught to win, but what's missing is the mechanism of how to win. They're not taught that. We want to be fancy and do all these tricks and all these things and juggle the ball 15,000 times, and for me that's the worst thing because it teaches the wrong things. It's not, the game of soccer is simple. You're not trying to be a circus act. If you want to do all those fancy things, go join Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey. I can teach a SEAL to do all those things. But a SEAL can't think on the field. Players have got to be able to think, both offensively and defensively. The game has evolved. The Dutch call it the wissel, which means the total game. A defender can be an offensive player. An offensive player can be a defender. Everything, the whistle is change. Everything is interchangeable. We try to play simple. We try to play the ball on the ground. We try to move off the ball. But you have to be able to think about three things. What I'm going to do before the ball comes to me, I got to know where my awareness is and where everyone is around me. What am I going to do when the ball comes to my feet? And what I'm going to do when I play the ball? Where am I going? What's the next step for me to do to help my teammates advance the ball or get behind the ball defensively? So you have to think 3 steps ahead in the game of soccer, in my opinion. Again, my opinion. So that's really, the philosophy is play simple. You don't need to complicate things. You get coaches out there and you go watch a practice or a training session, there'll be 15,000 cones on the field. Why? They want to impress somebody that they know what they're doing. That's not the game. Teach the game simple. Teach it. It's passing, moving, defending, scoring. That's it. That's the game in a nutshell. If you do those things and you do them well, we've never scouted a team in my career. I've never done that. Only team I scout is my team. My philosophy is if you play to the best of your ability, going back to perfection, to that 100% to 80%, if you play that every day in training and in games, in order for a team to tie you, they have to play equal. For them to beat you, they got to play above that. So if we do what we're taught, I don't need to know what anybody else does. Doesn't matter to me. If we execute, then I'll take where we go from there. That's the philosophy that I think a lot of people need to understand to keep the game simple. And the rewards are far greater than they are of circus acts.
Match that I was privileged enough to watch and witness under the lights on a Friday night at Preston Goldfarb Field, playing the Center Colonels.
Oh my goodness, we have such a history with that team in a short period of time. Not a pleasant one. We'd go up there and they're pretty arrogant. We'd go up there and we'd be doing our warm-up. We do a ballistic stretching where we're moving. I don't like static stretching. I think it hurts more than it helps. So ballistic stretching to me is important. And we're in a group, we're going across the field every time. They come out of this fraternity house where they dress. And they, instead of walking to the midfield and going to their bench, they walk diagonally through our warm-up. If I had been a player, there'd been a brawl. I can tell you that right now. So there's a history of not much like there. They came here and they had 3 red cards, all justifiable because they used foul language directed directly at the referee, which is an automatic red card by the rules. They were warranted. There wasn't one that wasn't warranted. The coach didn't like it. He should have been ejected. One of their players tried to break punch our bench cover out. The coach didn't do anything. So the game is tied. I thought we had the better play. I didn't think we were playing great, but I thought we had the better play in the game. And with about a minute, actually 50-something seconds, I think we scored. Alec Med hit a ball, and it got in the goal somehow, and we win 1-0. And then all broke loose with the coach screaming and hollering and writing letters, wanting to protest. And I mean, it's unbelievable. But that's not out of the norm for him. He's always like that.
Well, you leave a lasting legacy here at Birmingham Southern. I do want an autographed copy of your book when you write it and it comes out, and any Birmingham Southern Puma gear that you might want to just leave. We can talk about that later, but it's truly been an honor and a privilege sitting with you here today. A long, distinguished career.
I could talk to you forever because I have such a passion for this game.
Well, I could listen.
A journey, and it's been a good journey, and it's hard to know that you are not going to be coaching here any longer. It's been, I mean, to tell you, it's been a part.
Here.
No, I'm not. Yeah, it's been a part of my life. My wife and I got married at a courthouse and went to our soccer game that evening. I mean, so it's, I've had the greatest partner ever in my wife, because she's been by my side and when I haven't been there a lot, and raising the children, and no one could have ever had a better partner than my wife. She's been my rock, and she remains my heart, and as do my 2 children.
Coach Goldfarb, a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for my privilege to do it. I just appreciate you asking me.
Well, thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
That's the legend, Coach Preston Goldfarb, and the BSC Sports Show continues after this.
Hi, my name's Spencer Nichols, number 8. I play forward for Birmingham Southern College. I originate from Jacksonville, Florida. I came to Birmingham Southern because I really fell in love with the program and Coach Goldfarb. The winning tradition here is unbelievable. The prestige of the program, all the incredible history to be able to uphold and represent as a player, and the academics on top of that as well really made me fall in love with the school. I'm a biology major. I would like to be an orthopedic surgeon, and the science and pre-health program here is fantastic. The teachers are hands-on. They allow me they make accommodations for athletic events and missed games and all that good stuff, and they give me a great opportunity to pursue my dreams. We love our senior class, from Patrick Fox to Cody Santos to Scotty Funston and all those guys. They've been around for the length of their time here, and they're incredible leaders, and we follow them. We play as a team, and that's probably my favorite part about my time here so far is the team under the leadership of Coach. He's incredible. He's 33 years here, all he's done is win. And we play a little blue collar. We work hard, and we grind games out like we did tonight. So.
Welcome back to the BSC Sports Show. Landrum Roberts now being joined by BSC Athletics Director Joe Dean Jr. And Joe, homecoming, always a special time here on the Hilltop. 2 weeks ago, it was a very special time down at Panther Stadium.
Well, Landrum, it really was. We were so blessed for the last 4 years to have as our president General Charles Krulak, who came to us out of retirement. He worked in international banking, but obviously the former Commandant of the Marine Corps, retired 4-star general. And he came here at a critical time in the history of our college. We were really having some financial problems, and enrollment was down, fundraising was down. We were going through SACS reaccreditation. And over his 4-year time as the leader of the institution, he totally turned us around and got our 10-year reaccreditation with SACS, enrollments at an all-time high, fundraising's up. And he just created such an incredible spirit and enthusiasm and passion for the college, because he loved the college dearly, and he worked here without a salary. I mean, that to me is the most unbelievable thing. Why would a man do that? Obviously he's, financially he can do that, but he did it because he loves young people, and he wanted to make a contribution to what he thought was a great institution in Birmingham Southern College. So with all that said, the leadership of the college, Dr. Leonard, our new president, Bruce Rogers, our chairman of the board, David Smith, the vice chairman of the board, all felt like we needed to do something special. And so Panther Stadium, which is one of the true monuments on the campus now, we decided to name that stadium in honor of General Krulak, and it was just a tremendous ceremony. He was totally caught off guard. His wife Zandy was there, son Todd and their family were there, and we presented him with a nice memento and announced that day that the stadium, which was formerly Panther Stadium, is now General Charles C. Krulak Stadium. So it's kind of neat here at Birmingham Southern. We play on Battlefield at General Charles C. Krulak Stadium. Doesn't get much better than that.
No, and the irony is when he was Commandant of the Marine Corps, he had access to all kinds of secrets that we never knew. But this was the best kept secret ever because you guys had planned this and he had no idea and was absolutely shocked when his name was announced.
What was kind of funny is that I told my coaches, a couple weeks out, I said, now the week of the homecoming game, the company here locally is going to come and install his name on the stadium, and it's going to take about a 3-hour window to do that. And I want you to make sure you tell your players, do not take pictures, do not put anything on social media. I don't want it to get out. Well, sure enough, that afternoon, Kendall Waters, my assistant, comes and says, Austin Martin has put up a picture on Twitter of the General Krulak Stadium. Of course, we had to run around and find Austin and get him to take it down, and he acted like, he didn't know, but I think he was maybe testing us a little bit. But
and then you deleted his Twitter account.
Exactly. I took away his cell phone and crushed it in a million pieces now, but you always worry about that, but we were able to keep it secret. I don't think he even knows what Twitter is, so so it worked out.
Well, after being here for 4 years and watching General Krulak, it's so genuine, and people say he's not just a guy who shows up to one event a year per sport. He's always there when he can be. Yeah. And it was just amazing the interaction that he had with the student athletes. Even going and pepping them up before a game while they're in the layup line or while they're stretching or getting ready for a volleyball match. It was so sincere.
It was very genuine. He didn't just want to do it to show the kids support. He genuinely loved the games, he loved the competition, and he loved our student athletes, and they loved him. It was just a great match made in heaven for us here at Birmingham Southern to have a man of that caliber. Just one of the greatest leaders in the history of this country when you think about it, that we had him here for 4 years and all the things he did. He still comes back to the games. He's still bugging me, which I love, but he's an amazing man, and it was our honor that we could put his name on our stadium.
And the passion he showed in that one lacrosse game when we were all there and he got the yellow card.
First president in history to get a yellow card.
But it really looked nice, and he was choked up, and just seeing him choked up, I think a lot of people were emotional. They appreciated not only what he did in their time here at Birmingham Southern, but the parents appreciate stuff like that as well.
The parents really appreciated it. I think Dr. Leonard, our new president, said it best. He said, for the first time in 4 years, we rendered General Krulak speechless. He didn't have anything to say.
All right, well, we'd be remiss we didn't talk about a guy who's been here for 33 years, started this program into the intercollegiate level from a club team. Of course, Coach Preston Goldfarb, your soccer coach. You guys actually were hired. I think you shared a press conference on the same day back in 1983.
August of 1983, we had a little mini press conference over in Bill Battle Coliseum, and they introduced Preston Goldfarb as the new men's soccer coach and me as the new men's basketball coach. And so we started on the same day, and we developed a great friendship. Preston was actually a basketball player. He actually played at Shades Valley High School. He went to the University of Oklahoma and played basketball there as a freshman, and then came back and finished at UAB and got into healthcare administration. But he always had a passion for soccer. He had gone to Germany and befriended some of the great soccer coaches in Germany, and that's why we had so many German players come to Birmingham Southern through the years. But Preston was a man of great integrity, great honor, and passion, and he literally built the program from scratch and did a phenomenal job. He set the bar really high, a level of excellence that a lot of people around the country have tremendous respect for. We're going to miss him, but the program, the men's soccer program, is in great hands. Greg Vinson, his 20-year assistant, who was the National Player of the Year in the NAIA when he played here at Birmingham Southern, he's going to take over as our head coach, and he'll keep the great tradition going.
And Coach Vinson, not only was he NAIA Player of the Year, to do it as a goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Truly amazing.
Truly remarkable. And not only is Greg an excellent recruiter and coach in his own right, but he's the guy that really has done a phenomenal job keeping all the former players interested in the program. They come back every year. They have an alumni weekend. And of course, the celebration that we had in Preston's last home regular season game, 75 former players were there with their families, and we honored Preston after the game. It was truly a wonderful tribute to a great man and a great coach.
Well, Athletics Director Joe Dean, Thanks for joining us,
All right.
and we appreciate you.
Thanks, Landrum.
All right, the BSC Sports Show continues after this. That's going to do it for this month's edition of the BSC Sports Show. Special thanks to Birmingham Southern College President Dr. Ed Leonard, Athletics Director Joe Dean Jr., and Sports Information Director Sarah Areka. For all of us here at Birmingham Southern College, we'll see you next month. This edition of the BSC Sports Show has been brought to you by Alabama Power, always on. America's First Federal Credit Union, refreshingly unbank-like. Chick-fil-A in Fultondale, home of the original chicken sandwich. Dreamland Barbecue, ain't nothing like 'em nowhere. The Greater Birmingham Convention and Visitors Bureau. Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers. If we don't take care of our customers, someone else will. Limbaugh Toyota, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Pepsi, out of the blue. Piggly Wiggly, we'll see you at the Pig. St. Vincent's Health System, care you can believe in. And by Summit Express Urgent Care, at the summit of urgent care. Welcome back to the BSC Sports Show. Landrum Roberts now being joined by Birmingham Southern College Athletic Director Joe Dean Jr. And Joe, homecoming always a special time here on the Hilltop, especially.
Especially? What are you asking me? You want me to take off from that? No. Did you freeze or did I screw it up?
I freeze.
Me a lot.
After having all that success, success at the high school level, Coach Eddie Garfinkel, and break down the first 4 games of the 2015 season. All of that coming your way next.
You was there, man. That was golden. All that and more is what you used to throw down. All that and more coming your way next. That was it, though.
Yeah, that was it.
Digging that.
That was it. Quiet on set. Hair and makeup, stand by.
All right.
Ready? Welcome into this month's edition of the Birmingham. Here we go.
Let me get set up. I'm doing a pan. Okay.
Quit doing a pan. A couple more questions.
Yes, sir.
Can you do your best William Wallace from Braveheart?
Well, you know, it's funny, we just watched that movie last week on the bus driving to beautiful Conway, Arkansas. And
beautiful country.
It really is. It's, it makes me realise I'm homesick, so. But yeah, I could probably do, because I've only watched that movie like 1,000,000 times.
Just freedom one time.
Well, I could probably do the speech, but...
Could you do the speech?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Sons of Scotland, I am William Wallace, and I see here before me today a whole army of my countrymen here in defiance of tyranny. What will you do with that freedom? Will you fight, or will you run? I fight and you may die, run and you'll live, at least a while, and many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days for just one chance to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
I got chill bumps, and I would run through a wall for you right now.